Hello, my lovely friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Anna. Welcome in card making tutorial, which was quite often requested from you, which I'm coming and will be working with this beautiful paper Victorian Home from Scrap Boys. I will be creating a very simple, very basic card. So it's very good for beginners, for those ones who've got fears, how to start, how to make a card, what to do. So I hope this tutorial will give you a bit of idea, will give you a bit of tricks, how you can create a simple card, but also will look really good. So I've got my elements ready, and they are slightly smaller than my card base. And I'm just going through around each corner, each side, and distressing the edges. I like to distress edges because that also gives extra interest to my card. So they're not going to be just bland, they're not going to be just, very flat as well. So that gives extra interest. So once I've distressed the edges, I'm going with this Distress Ink Peeled Paint on the edges. So my pieces will be nicely framed and also will be nicely standing out. So I'm applying the ink on my distress tool. As you can see, I'm not taking a lot of ink on my sponge. I'm just dabbing into the ink pad and applying gently on my pieces. If you want to go for any darker color, then by all means go for it. If you want anything like maybe in pink or blue, that is also good color, good shade to use for those papers. What I also like about those papers, that whichever elements you will pick, you can actually mix and match them together. As you can tell, this paper on top, this little strip on top what I've got, is like a continuation from the paper from the background. So it's nicely you can lay them up together. And to create extra dimension to my layers, I'm applying these foam rectangles. That's the way how I usually make cards. So you can also use, for example, scrap chipboards. You can even use a cardboard. Just cut it into the small pieces and attach it to your layers. So obviously the layers will get a little bit higher, will get raised up. So once my rectangles are attached to the pieces what I will be working on, I will also add a bit of a hot glue. Why I'm adding a hot glue to the sticky tape is because if the sticky tape will come off at one point, then hot glue gun will give me more security that it will stay in place and will hold better. So that's only the reason. If you don't want to apply hot glue gun, then by all means don't. Just leave it with a sticky tape only. The choice is absolutely yours. I'm sharing the tricks for you, how I'm doing, how I'm working. And this trick is actually one from my lovely friend Marta Lapkowska. And remember, with the hot glue gun, don't burn yourself. I just literally did burn my hand, so just keep it aside from you. Next step, and the next trick what I like to tell you about, we noticed from watching my tutorials of card making, I also like to lift the edges. That also gives extra interest and extra dimension. So as you can see how different that makes. So I'm applying my final piece on the front, and then I will start building the composition on top. So like a card, it's perfect for beginners. So all you need to do is just grab your papers, grab some bits and bobs like flowers, some sisal maybe, cheesecloth, some sequins. I'm sure many of you do have those in stash. I also will be using those cute elements what I've cut out using fantasy dies. I particularly like this frame and also this like a film strip with a rose inside. And I've created also some paper flowers using Lady E design dies. I've got 4 of those papers, and I also have this bigger one If you want to see how you can create those flowers, I will link you a video in the description box below with a tutorial how you can make those flowers. And I also will be using these tiny leaves. I also have a tutorial how you can make a background and then cut out your leaves using the dies. And I also will be using those newest leaves from Lady E design releases. I've cut them using one of the Scrap Boys paper. And all I also will be doing, I will be applying a bit of ink on the edges. So my leaves will stand out a little bit, and they also will have a bit of like a character in them. So they're not going to be just so very plain like so. You see? It makes a big difference. So I will just carry on inking my leaves and will build my composition. So you will see step by step how things been added, and then I will meet you at the end of the tutorial. So this is my card. All I have to do is attach all these elements where I've built up all those layers and composition to my card base. And for that, I'm using double-sided tape. If you don't have a double-sided tape, you can use just a simple glue. For example, you can use, I'm not sure what you have on hand, but for example, a tacky glue, for example, glossy accent can be done as a glue, or even hot glue gun. You can attach your pieces to your card base using a hot glue gun. That's what I usually do. This time I'm grabbing my glossy accent because I had it on table, so why not? That will give me extra security. It will not come up from my card base. So here it is. Just pull off the strips of the sticky tape. Here we go. And my card is ready. So I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please let me know what you think if you would like to see more tutorials like this. And I hope you will share this tutorial with your friends. Maybe it will come useful and handy for them if they would like some simple ideas how to start, how to begin. So thank you very much for watching, and till the next time, my dear friends. Bye for now.